Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I am doing the introduction to this video in my office because I didn't get good audio when I was out in the field, and I'll explain that in a second. But what are we doing here? We have actually both the Fimi X8 SE 2018 version, this is the 2018 version. This is the 2020 version right here. We took them out to the Snake River and we did a video test. So what I wanted to do, and boy, they just look like twins, don't they? I mean, they're just looking at them from the outside. It's really hard to tell them apart, but there are differences. So what I tried to do in this video so that we could fairly compare these two is fly exactly the same path with both of them. So I took them out over the canyon and then went due north, went several hundred meters north, and then stopped at that northern end, stopped video, took a picture, turned around, went south, went several hundred meters south, again, then stopped and took a picture, and then did a return to home. So we should have a very similar path for both of them that hopefully we can compare the video on them. And the other thing worth noting is instead of going clear out to the canyon rim like I normally do, where I take off, I took off from, there's a little gazebo that's about halfway on the path to the rim, because I wanted some shade so that I could make sure I could see FPV real well. Now the downside of that is this gazebo has a metal roof and all the benches and everything are made of metal, so I was a little concerned about that, but I didn't need to be because it worked just fine. Had no compass issues, had no connection issues, no problems at all. I was worried about when the drone flew by. I'm trying to shoot through the roof of that thing because I'm keeping it in the shade, but we didn't have any of those kind of issues, so that's good news. We did have a little bit of wind. UAV forecast was saying like 11 mile an hour sustained with 22 mile an hour gusts. When we first got there, there wasn't much wind at all. Towards the end, we got some sustained wind, but I don't think it was as high as what they said. And it was in the mid 80s degrees wise, probably 83, 84 degrees Fahrenheit out there. So it was hot. I mean, the sun was out. Very, very smoky, hazy day. What we're seeing here in Idaho is all the smoke from the California wildfires, primarily the California wildfires. Some of it is getting blown in from Oregon, but it's causing a lot of haze. So you'll see that in the video. So as for the audio, I tried using this guy, the Osmo Action, with a Satova microphone adapter so that you can plug a TRS microphone into it. And then I've got a Movo mic with a windsock on it to, obviously mitigate wind noise. And I tested it before I left here at the house, and it seemed to work fine. But when I got out in the field there, it was intermittent. So don't know what happened. I'm going to test it some more, and hopefully we'll get that sorted out. But in the meantime, we're capturing audio and video here with the good old Canon M50. Hey, one more thing. When I was flying the drones, I was doing a screen recording with my iPhone, so I haven't checked it yet. But hopefully I've got some iPhone audio when we had the birds in the air. Hey, so anyway, let's quit messing around. Let's get these birds in the air. Okay, so the drone, and again, this is the 2018 version, says it's ready to go. I did a compass calibration. Let's take a look at our settings here in video. So video quality is in high, 4K 30. We want white balance on sunny day. Color is on general. So we'll set the 2020 version to those same settings. So I see no reason why we can't take off. Let's start recording now. And I'm going to go ahead and hit takeoff on the screen here. And the drone will go up about 13 feet high, something like that. Yep, so it's saying auto takeoff completed here. We're not going to mess around. Let's, I'm going to yaw it around here so you can see. This is the direction of the canyon here. Let me drop the gimbal down somewhat. And my intention is to go up about probably 25 meters high. So let's go ahead and let's go straight up. And I see we're in feet, so I'm going to go switch this thing to imperial. Unit, yeah. So metric, I'm going to switch it to metric. It's in imperial, so we're in metric now. We want to go same with both of them. So we're going to go up about 25 meters high right now. A little higher. Okay, that's close enough. Boy, the flies have found me here. And I can see the drone right above me. And what we're going to do is we're going to go straight out over the canyon here. And then we're going to go due north. So here we go. Forward. And I'm going to try and hold the same speed here. I'm going to try and hold about 8 meters per second, which is a lot harder than what you'd think. We're not even close to that now. There we go. It is not as easy as you think to hold the same speed with these things, I'm telling you. Okay, so we're out there. Let's go out about 350 meters. Yeah, that's a little bit more. Let's look down with the camera and see exactly where we're at. Well, we better go a little further. It looks like we'll need to get out about probably 400 meters because we want to get over the river. Well, we'll call it 450. How's that? So we'll remember that when we fly the 2020 version. We'll go out the same amount, and then we're going to yaw and face north here. And I'm just going to head north. Let me adjust that heading just a little. I want to get the river kind of in the center of the screen, and then we're going to go forward. And I'm going to try and get to that 8 meters per second. So the video looks pretty good on this thing. I'll be anxious to compare them. Boy, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I'm trying to hold 8 meters per second, and you're either too fast or too slow. It is really tough. And I suppose wind probably plays something into that. But we want to go out there a ways. And again, when we get to the to our terminus, we'll shut off video and we'll take a picture, so that we can compare not just video, but we can compare pictures as well. Drone is I got a good connection. I'm seeing that, you know, I'm getting a little bit of yellow on the meters, but I don't see it on the screen. The screen looks good. So when we get to where we're out there 950 meters, we will turn around, and we are close to that right now. Yeah, so that's 950 meters on the nose. I couldn't have done any better than that, I guess. So let's yaw back, and we're going to go back the other way, and this will essentially be due south now. And again, we're going to fly this exact same pattern with the 2020 version. And hopefully then we can compare apples to apples. So this is facing south, and again, you're going to see Gosh, I forgot to take the picture, didn't I? Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to turn back around. I told you I was going to take a picture here. Sorry for that fast yaw, but I just wanted to get it around. So we're going to stop video, and we're going to go into photo mode. And let's look, just for the fun of it, let's look at what our settings are. Yeah, white balance, it's all the same, JPG, single photo, so perfect. Okay, so we are going to take a picture. Photo taken successfully, so we're going to switch back into video. Start video up again. Turn back around. Boy, I'll tell you what, I can't complain about the horizon on this guy today. It's perfectly flat. It's looking really good. I know I've complained about the horizon on this drone. Now we got a little bit of blockiness in FPV there. That's the first that we've seen. Let me re-aim this a little bit. Okay, and we're going to go straight forward. And again, I'm going to try and hold that 8 meters per second. Well, I'm doing a little bit better job of holding that steady speed here. So in theory, when we get back to our distance of 450 meters, we should be kind of in the same spot that we started. And we'll go, I don't know, a couple of 100 meters past that. Boy, I tell you what, you can sure see the haze in the sky, can't you? And that's all from those California fires, mostly California fires. It's blowing up kind of northeast here. Oh, I sped it up a little bit too fast there. Like I said, I'm telling you, trying to hold a steady speed is not easy. Wish these things had cruise control. Yeah, so we're increasing distance again. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to tell exactly like I hoped I would. So we'll just go out here till we get to a kilometer. And we'll take a picture. And then what we're going to do is do a return to home. And we'll see, we'll try a precision landing. We'll see how well it lands. Now the 2020 version has been flawless on precision landing. Okay, there's our 1 kilometer, and we have had no problems with any kind of signal here. And I'm actually right now, where I'm at right now, this gazebo kind of blocks my signal, so that's really good. Okay, so we're going to stop recording. We're going to switch back into photo mode, and we're looking right straight at the Swan Falls Dam here, and we are going to take a picture. Picture taken. We're going to switch back into video, turn video on, and we're going to bring this puppy home. I am just going to hit return to home right here on the controller. So hitting return to home now. And since, yeah, we'll see. It should ascend. Yes, it is. I can't remember if I have the return to home site set at 50 or 60 meters. That's typically where I set it at. So here it comes straight back to us. Yeah, it looks like 50 meters. And it is coming back at, you know, it's starting to speed up now. 7 meters per second, 8 meters per second. Yeah, it's getting with the program now. It's starting to accelerate about 9 meters, roughly 9 meters per second. So it'll be here before we know it. Let me check and make sure I have precise landing on. I do. Yep, so precision landing is on, so we'll see how it does here. I have noticed that with this particular drone, it's kind of hit and miss. And we've got some tourists that are going to come by just about the time we're landing here. So I'm going to pause here for just a second. Okay, so I stopped our auto return there because we've got some people that are going to be walking by, and what I don't want to happen is the drone to be trying to land while they're right here. So I want to make sure they're well out of the way. Okay, we're going to resume that return to home here. I just flipped the switch back again. So it was just out there hovering. It was holding perfectly still. And let me tell you, I like that horizon. It's funny how, you know, there's never anybody out here. And the timing would have been such that the drone would have been landing right when they were walking by. And I just didn't want that, you know, create that kind of interruption. So you can see me down there. That's the little gazebo I was telling you about. And it works pretty good because I can get in some shade here. And I was, like I said, I was worried about the metal on this roof, but, you know, I really shouldn't have been because it didn't seem to cause any problems at all. And in fact, it wasn't even asking for a compass calibration. I did one, but the drone didn't ask for it. And there's a lot of metal right here. Yeah, it's off a ways. Landing pad not detected. Yeah, so I stopped it there. Let's see if we can get it over the top of it. I'll try it manually here. Yeah, it's pretty close. We're getting some wind that's kind of blowing it around. It never fails when you're trying to do something like this. The wind comes up, you know. We had no breeze until we started to come down to land here. We got a little bit of a bounce there on landing, but we're on the pad. I just held the stick down. I should have picked the camera up first, but it was on the pad, so I don't think it hurt anything. And as usual, this guy stops recording when you're done. We ended up with 41% battery there at the end. Okay, let me get this guy shut down, and we'll fire up the 2020 version, and we'll do the same thing. Okay, so I've got the 2020 version fired up. Let's check our status here. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's telling me everything's looking good. So yeah, I mean, I did a compass calibration on the other one. I'm not going to do it on this one because it's saying it's fine. So yeah, no point in doing that. Let's go in. We've got 12 satellites, which I think was the same on the other one. Now we've got 13, so good satellite count, although UAV forecast said we were weak on satellites today. But let's go in and look at our video settings, just like the other one. So this, for some reason, the 2020 always defaults to medium on video quality, so you always have to go in and set it to high. Don't know why that is, but we're at 4K, 30 frames per second. White balance is on auto. I think that always defaults there too, but we're going to change that to sunny day. Sorry, you're seeing me swat flies away here. And color is on general, just like the other one. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to change the video encoding to H265 instead of 264. Might as well, we're going to give it best to best, right? Let's see, I think that is about it right there. So let's go ahead and start recording now. And no reason why we can't take off. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and hit the takeoff button on the controller here.
Excessive vibration detected.
Yeah,
Please check the blades and drone body for any damage.
Yeah, you saw that excessive vibration. So that's one thing about this guy. You do have to spread the props. When the props aren't spread, you'll get that error. So, and it did shake it around quite a bit. So let's try that again. So it took off fine. So again, it'll go up about roughly 4 meters in the air, something like that. And yeah, just about 4 meters. I'm gonna lower that gimbal. You know, it's kind of funny. It does subtly sound a little different than the other one. So I'm going to drop the gimbal just a little more. Now, we're not as close to this to the little gazebo here as it looks in this picture. I'm going to change my aim just a little bit there, and let's go up we were up about 25 meters. Oop, we overshot it a little. I'll bring it down just a tad, although that's probably not going to make too much difference. Roughly the same distance that we, or same direction that we were with the 2018 version. So let's go out over the canyon now. So again, I'm going to try and get to 8 meters per second. And you saw me struggle when I was first getting out there with the 2018 version. And we'll go out there. We were, I believe, 450 meters, I think we were out there. Good control signal. Look at that. We got 16 satellites. I think that's more than we had with the other one. I'll have to go. Boy, it looks like I'm going a little faster, too. I guess I wanted to get out there pretty bad, so we'll slow her down here a little bit. The reason I want to keep the same speed is so that when we compare the video, we, side by side, they're roughly doing the same thing. So we're almost to that 450 meters. Yep, there we are right there. So that's close enough. I am going to... And why do... Oh, we stopped recording. Okay, I'm going to bring it back, and we're going to try that over again. So I started recording when it first took off, and when it shut down, it stopped recording. So need to start that over again. So I'm going to go full stick back here, and we're going to bring it right back over the top of us. You can hear it. Well, I might as well start video, huh? Let's see how accurate it is. In theory, it should come right over the top of us because I'm holding the stick straight back. Yeah, so I went past this. And it is over a little bit. Okay, so we're going to re-aim here. And we're going to try this again. All right, so we're going to go straight over the canyon again here. And I'm going to see if I can hold 8 meters per second. Sorry about that mess up there. What I forget is, like I said, when we had that false start, it shut down video, which is what it's supposed to do when it lands. And I didn't see that and didn't restart it. I've had that happen to me before. There's 450. A little bit over. Okay, so we're going to go north here. A little bit of a quick yaw there. Boy, it doesn't seem like we're as far out as we were. I'm gonna drop the gimbal down here for a second. It looked like we were further over the river, but it's 450 meters out. I don't know. Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go sideways and I'm gonna get over the river here a little more. So we're gonna go a little bit further out than we were with, or maybe I had that wrong. Maybe I was 500 meters out before. I don't know. But anyway, we are going to shoot for about, let me zero this in just a little, and we're going to go out about 900 meters this direction. And we're going to try and hold, again, we're going to try and hold that 8 meters per second horizontal speed, which again is not easy. Because what I'm hoping is when we put the videos side by side, which we'll do at the end here, I'll take snippets and try and get similar spots so that, you can see them side by side. Now this, I don't know, this is looking better to me than what I saw the other day when I was flying it out here. There was a firmware update, and I'll put the notes on that in here, but I think it was, I'm trying to remember, it was a camera update, but I don't remember it being for video. I thought it was for like D-Log or something. Anyway, I'll put those notes on the screen. There we are. And I'm going to say the horizon looks pretty good here as well. So we're going to stop recording for a second. And we're going to take a picture. And let's look at those settings for the picture. And white balance is auto. We're going to change that to sunny day. Photo succeeded, so we're going to switch back into video. Start video again. And we're going to turn around. And go to. We're going to be facing south now, and we'll get a look at the Swan Falls Dam. Now, as I'm yawing around here, it looks to me like we might be tilting our horizon just a little. Okay, we got that centered up, and I don't know, horizon's looking pretty good there. I'm going to pick up the gimbal just very slightly there, and let's go forward at about, we're going to try again at 8 meters per second, and what we'll do is hopefully get out to roughly the same distance we were with the 2018 version. We went out almost exactly a kilometer. Boy, it's like I said, I'm trying to get to that 8 meters per second, and it's hard to be consistent. You either overshoot it or under. But you know what? The drone is flying great, just like with the 2018 version. No hiccups at all with control. Yeah, we've got 17 satellites right now. And everybody is focused on the date of production of their 2020 version. Like all the people that said they've had issues with theirs, this one, the production date was May of 2020. So that's the infamous date that everybody talks about that they had issues with. It sounds like Fimi is doing a pretty good job, though, of people when they have that complaint, they're replacing them. So nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're closing in on that kilometer. Okay, there is that's a kilometer. So we're going to yaw around just a little bit here and get pointed right at the dam. And I'm going to pick up the gimbal just a tad, and we're going to stop recording. And we're going to again go into picture taking mode, and we're going to take a picture, and we'll be able to compare that with the one that we took with the 2018 version. So let's switch back to video, start video, and just like the 2018 version, I'm going to switch it into return to home here on the stick, or on the controller. And it took the command immediately. Really good control, and when I flipped that switch, I was facing away from the drone. So, you know, I'm just telling you, this guy is doing really good. So I see this one I have it set at 60 meters. The 2018 we had RTH set at 50. This went up to 60 meters. Again, I'm going to look and make sure that that precision landing is set, and it is. Yeah, so we're good to go there. So I haven't had this guy miss yet. It's hit every time. The 2018 version is hit and miss. I've never had this one miss. So we'll see how it does here. Looks like we're going to get on the ground with about 40% battery or so. Well, there's a guy hot rodding along the highway there. Here comes the drone. Let's drop that gimbal down so we can see what we're doing. Kind of nice to have the shade of this little gazebo. Okay, I got the camera pointed straight down. So it's a ways off here. But let's see what it does. Oh boy, I mean, it never fails. A big gust of wind just came up. I mean, we had no wind, and then all of a sudden this thing's coming to land, and we got a bunch of wind. Yeah, it's not seeing the pad, and it's of course a lighter color pad on a... Yeah, it's saying it sees it. It says landing pad detected. Look at that. Boy, as long as it doesn't... Yeah, we got it. I'm picking up the camera here. I think it's going to be pretty close. The wind's moving it around a little bit. It's going to be, yeah, it's just off the pad. So it landed right next to the pad. Hey, so one thing about doing the conclusion in my office here is I have the advantage of being able to look at the footage, and I did that. And I really, honestly, I can say I like both of them. What surprised me is the colors on the 2018 version look to me a little bit more vivid than the 2020 version. Now, there was a firmware upgrade, a camera firmware upgrade for the 2020 version that may have corrected those color issues that I had seen earlier, where the color was kind of oversaturated and yellowish and looked too warm, like the white balance was off or whatever. So don't know what's going on there, but I honestly, I like the way both of them turned out today. And the 2020 is a little bit lighter than the 2018 version, but I thought they both looked really good. So we'll put them both side by side up on the screen now so that you can take a look at them again. Okay, so now that you've had a chance to take a look at them side by side on screen, you can make up your own mind. But honestly, I'm pretty pleased with the way all this turned out today. I'm pleased with the video of both drones, and they both performed great. Now, the 2020 version, by the way, mine has a manufacturing date of 5/2020, which that's the one that everybody says they're having issues with. Hey, you saw me out there with it. I had like 17 satellites. It never missed a beat. And we were out there over a kilometer, right at a kilometer, and all over the place with this metal roof of that little shelter I was under there, you know, that could have caused issues, and we had no issues. And in fact, the only connection issue I can say we had at all was with the 2018 version, and it really wasn't even an issue. At one point when I was turning around, we got a little bit of breakup on FPV. Other than that, it was fine. Both drones were solid connection-wise. Both of them flew great. Now, as expected, the 2020 version got closer to the landing pad with precision landing than the 2018 did. And that's been my experience, but, you know, that's no big deal at all. Both drones flew really great, and I thought the video was really good. So, yeah, I'm happy with this conclusion. I'll let you guys make up your mind and see what you think. Hey, so another note about these two drones. This is the 2018 version, and on the bottom here, when I landed it, it was pretty hot out there, and there's a fan in here, and man, that fan was spinning 100 miles an hour, and it was definitely hot to the touch. The bottom of the drone here was hot to the touch. Not blistering hot, but it was hot. Now, a lot of people mentioned the 2020 version does not have a fan. And I believe they're correct, because there was no fan spinning in it when it landed. And what's weird is it was cooler than the 2018 version with the fan. So don't know what's going on there. That's just a little bit of an anecdotal experience with these drones. So hey, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And you know what? We will see you on the next one. Fimi X8 SE 2018 version right here. And the Fimi X8 SE 2020 version right here. Bye now.